a bird almost universally considered cute thanks to its oversized round head, tiny body, and curiosity about everything, including humans. The chickadee's black cap and bib, white cheeks, gray back, wings, and tail, and whitish underside with buffy sides are distinctive. Its habit of investigating people and everything else in its home territory, and quickness to discover bird feeders, make it one of the first birds most people learn. Within their range, black-capped chickadees are easily seen at many feeding stations and in virtually any area with trees. They are often heard before they're seen. They're frequently attracted to investigate birders, making pitching sounds. Once you've learned this bird's calls, listen for them and then look for the flocks they travel in. Warblers and other migrating songbirds associate with chickadees, and by looking through the chickadees you're more likely to find these other species as well. Other names: Carbonero cabecinegro, Spanish. Mésange à tête noire, French. Chickadees are one of the easiest birds to attract to feeders for suet, sunflower, and peanuts. They don't mind using tiny hanging feeders that swing in the wind, and also readily visit window feeders. Planting willow, alder, and birch trees provides future nesting habitat for chickadees. Find out more about what this bird likes to eat and what feeder is best by using the Project Feeder Watch Common Feeder Birds bird list. Feeders and nest boxes are often used by chickadees. Consider putting up a nest box to attract a breeding pair. Make sure you put it up well before breeding season. Attach a guard to keep predators from raiding eggs and young. Black-capped chickadees are especially attracted to a box when it is filled with sawdust or wood shavings. To keep wrens out of boxes you want chickadees to nest in, place nest boxes at least 60 feet into a wooded area. The compass orientation of the entrance hole probably does not matter at all, but chickadees do seem to prefer an unobstructed path to the entrance hole, without branches and leaves in the way. Setting a nest box farther back from other trees and branches can help deter squirrels and mice from jumping to the box and eating chickadee eggs and nestlings. Find out more about nest boxes on our Attract Birds pages. You'll find plans for building a nest box of the appropriate size on our All About Birdhouses site. Bird-Friendly Winter Gardens Bird Sleuth 2016. Cool facts: the black-capped chickadee hides seeds and other food items to eat later. Each item is placed in a different spot, and the chickadee can remember thousands of hiding places. Every autumn, black-capped chickadees allow brain neurons containing old information to die, replacing them with new neurons so they can adapt to changes in their social flocks and environment even with their tiny brains. Chickadee calls are complex and language-like, communicating information on identity and recognition of other flocks, as well as predator alarms and contact calls. The more D notes in a chickadee DD call, the higher the threat level. Winter flocks with chickadees serving as the nucleus contain mated chickadee pairs and non-breeders, but generally not the offspring of the adult pairs within that flock. Other species that associate with chickadee flocks include nuthatches, woodpeckers, kinglets, creepers, warblers, and vireos. Most birds that associate with chickadee flocks respond to chickadee alarm calls, even when their own species doesn't have a similar alarm call. There is a dominance hierarchy within flocks. Some birds are winter floaters that don't belong to a single flock. These individuals may have a different rank within each flock they spend time in. Even when temperatures are far below zero, chickadees virtually always sleep in their own individual cavities. In rotten wood, they can excavate nesting and roosting holes entirely on their own, because small songbirds migrating through an unfamiliar area often associate with chickadee flocks. Watching and listening for chickadee flocks during spring and fall can often alert birders to the presence of interesting migrants. The oldest known wild black-capped chickadee was a male and at least 11 years, 8 months old, when it was recaptured and re-released during banding operations in New York in 2021. It had been banded in the same state in 2009. A tiny, inquisitive bird with a short neck and a big head, the black-capped chickadee, Poecile atricapillus, typically lives in the forested regions of Alaska. They are a common though fleeting sight at bird feeders, flying in to grab a seed and quickly moving on to eat it elsewhere. Black-capped chickadees stick around all winter, even as far north as Fairbanks with its frigid 18-hour nights. stuffing themselves with frozen insects and seeds during the brief daylight. The tiny birds gain 10% of their body weight in fat each day and burn it at night. Scientists, by using M and M-sized transmitters strapped to the birds' backs, have found chickadees roosting in birch trees, crammed into tiny spaces under the bark where they puff out their feathers, turn down the thermostat, and burn fat all night. Read a more detailed account of the chickadee study at the Alaska Science Forum. Chickadees that live farther north, like the Siberian willow-tit of Russia's Arctic and the gray-headed chickadee of Alaska's Brooks Range, live in largely treeless areas, and where they roost at night is still a mystery. In recent years in Alaska, a striking number of black-capped chickadees have been seen with beak abnormalities, such as grossly overgrown and crossed beaks. Since research began in 1999, more than 2,000 have been observed in south-central Alaska alone, the highest concentration of abnormalities ever recorded in a wild bird population. Scientists are studying these birds to try and figure out where the deformities are occurring and why. They suspect that the factors responsible are unique to Alaska and the Pacific Northwest. The public can help by reporting sightings of such birds.